The cinema. Most people enjoy it and have fond memories of going to the movies, whether it was that time you got to see your first 3D movie or when you discovered what it felt like to have your vertical smile glossed with salty fingers. But going to the movies is not something I enjoy to the same level as everybody else. It's not going to the movies I have the problem with. It's the people you have to deal with. It's just adding people and an extra step to me in the movie. And like I tell my mates who keep demanding I play online games with them because everybody else does, why can't you see the addition of people is why I don't do it? It's not easy being an introvert in this modern world. Seems like everything is designed for outgoing knobheads that are more in your face than the point of view of Peter Dinklage at a circle jerk, and being an introvert is treated more like a disability than it is a personality trait. Which wouldn't be so bad if we got our own introvert accessible entrances into buildings that were devoid of life, and you wouldn't be rudely greeted by people who have the sheer gumption to acknowledge your existence and ask probing questions like,
"What can I do for you?"
Never you fucking mind, you nosy bastard. But the staff are not really the problem. That's just me and my mantra of hate everyone until proven otherwise. The real problem is everyone else who isn't me. Choosing to go to the cinema instead of waiting for a movie to release online is like a straight man choosing to go gay because he's sick of buttering up women to get to plunge their clunge. Sure, you'll get what you want, but only if you allow yourself to be shafted in the process. Yes, obviously I'm talking about your mother and the cost of the cinema. Despite my strongly worded letters, I'm not a YouTube millionaire yet, so this is something that still grates me like a nail file to the helmet. If it's not the stupid cost of the price of the tickets, it's the insane price of the snacks. Why is it nearly €5 for a packet of fucking Skittles? Are these special Skittles? Are these some sort of limited edition Skittles? Were they found after years of slave labour mining whilst holding back a group of South African rebels? Do you need to recruit a squadron of elite bronies that have mastered the art of sniffing out ropey strands of unicorn ejaculate, later to be melted down to Skittles, bringing all new meaning to the phrase taste the rainbow? Whatever the reason, €5 is too much for a packet of Skittles. That is the price of a pint, and no prizes for anyone who guesses which one I'd prefer. Now shut your mouth because I know what you're going to say.
Cinemas don't make money off of tickets, that's why their snack prices are so high.
And I have two notes about that. One, why are you talking like you've got a cock in your mouth? And two, of course they make money off ticket sales. About 10 to 50% of ticket sales is profit in the cinema. Just depends on which week the movie is out. So like a dumb truck full of dildos, I can safely say that is a load of bollocks.
Bongo, 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 I don't wanna leave the Congo, oh, no, 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 no.
So you're sitting there and watching the Avengers. You're enjoying the spectacle of superfuckers knocking the snot out of each other, and so is your missus. But I'm sure that has absolutely nothing to do with Chris Hemsworth making her froth at the gash with all the intensity you couldn't accomplish with 7 cocks in the heart of a younger man. When suddenly, boom, Thanos appears, and this cunt came out of nowhere, and he's huge. Like, smack my bottom and call me Sally, this fucker has grown. But that doesn't seem to bother the Avengers. Oh no, they haven't even reacted to him. In fact, he's so taken aback by their lack of a reaction, the black fucker is walking away with his head hanging in shame. Hang on a second. Thanos isn't black. Oh, that's right. I'm not in the Marvel universe. I'm in the real world sitting in the cinema, which can only mean that big black silhouette isn't Thanos, just a shadow cast by the projector because the single most incontinent person on the planet decided out of all the seats in the theatre, square smack bang in front of the projector was the best choice for everyone involved. Not to the side or by the door. No, that would be too considerate, and we all know the general public are as considerate as bursting into a cancer ward to show off your new hairdo. So I hope you enjoy really crap shadow animals, because this cunt knuckle will be interrupting the rest of the movie with him by popping his head up and down like a whore's knickers.
Bingo, bango, bongo, I'm so happy in the jungle, I refuse to go.
If there's one thing I hate more than a stupid cunt, it's a collective of stupid cunts. Or a gunt, to use the correct term. Especially when the gunt develops a hive mind and do something stupid in unison. I'm talking about clapping at the end of a movie. What are you all doing? They can't fucking hear you. It's not just at the cinema you see this. You see it in bars with fat fucks screaming at sports on the TV because they feel like the advice of a life of takeaways, wife beatings and alcohol abuse is worth something to a professional athlete at the top of his game. And you see it on planes when everybody claps and cheers like retarded seals when the plane lands safely, like they're implying they'd be able to boo if it didn't. Lads, if you enjoy a movie, tell people you enjoyed the movie. Spread the word, that's how you really show your appreciation for it. And I get it, 2012's The Raid is a great movie, but what you're doing is clapping at a fucking wall.
No matter how they coax him,
I'll stay right here.
So there's a lot of obvious things I haven't covered yet, and don't worry, that's intentional. Because with this video, and hopefully more videos in the future, I want to showcase smaller creators where and when I can. I've had my fair share of shoutouts in the past that has helped the Duck Army grow into the formidable, big, hard, throbbing unit it is today, so it's getting time I start paying it forward. So sit up, pay attention, open your ears and part your cheeks, that includes the men too, because our guest today would take a swing at G as well. Take it away, TheHazeKnight.
Ah yes, the cinema, or the theatre, the movies, whatever you want to fucking call them. A place that was designed for the sole purpose of entertaining the population. A place that you can go to with your mates, or if you're a sad, pathetic virgin like me, absolutely fucking nobody. And in some cases, the cinema can be the determining factor on how good or shit your day ends up being overall. Because sometimes going to the cinema can feel like having sex with a blender that's on full power. Whether it be the little shits that always scream during the movie, or those assholes on their phones with the screen brighter than Blackpool illuminations. Like, I'm just sitting here watching a movie in peace, but then to the right of me I see you turning on your phone at max fucking brightness, flashbanging me. And don't get me started on when somebody brings a baby in to the movies. Like, imagine this, you're watching the movie and it's a really tense scene that's on, but then this happens.
You die for that.
If you're going to go watch a movie and you plan on bringing your baby and or infant child to the cinema with you, then for everyone else's sake, do us all a favour and don't fucking come to the cinema. Because the last thing we all want to hear is your little shit crying their eyes out. There are certain places where kids just shouldn't go, and a cinema is one of them. And then there are those people that go to the cinema to deliberately be nuisances. Now, months back, I went to go and watch Black Panther. And as we took our seats, we realised that there were these absolute wanktards just fucking about in the theatre. Making noise, throwing popcorn around, the general nuisance type shit. And yet they were still surprised when they got kicked out. Absolutely fucking brilliant. How the fuck does that work? Like, seriously, if you're going to the cinema with the intention of disturbing everybody by acting like an absolute weapon, and yet you still end up being surprised when you get kicked out, it makes me start to wonder if you were dropped on your head as a child. Because at that point, I'm very much convinced that you lack any kind of common sense, or even basic human decency. And please don't get me started on when an absolute stranger just comes to sit right next to you. Now listen, okay, I get it. A cinema might be absolutely full, packed with people, and you might have to sit next to a complete stranger. But what we're talking about here is when some random person decides to sit next to you in a mostly empty room. Out of all places, you decide to sit next to the one space where I happen to be located. It's especially bad if they talk during the movie. Like, at that point, I'd want you to go and sit on a dildo covered in razor blades and barbed wire, without lube. Before I go, I just want to thank Ducky for being an absolute gent and having me on, and hopefully I was able to provide some kind of entertainment. It's been an absolute pleasure being in the video. Now I'm going to hand this back to Ducky.
I want to thank Hayes for coming on and scattershotting every obvious topic and leaving me to scrape the end of the barrel for points to make in my own fucking video. But that just goes to show what I've been saying about bisexuals for years. They can't just be happy with one thing. No, they want to fuck your mother and your father because they're just greedy like that. But that being said, he makes quality videos and definitely deserves more notice in my view, as I've been following him for a while now and he's really stepped up his game lately. So I'll put a link up on the end screen so you can pop over to his channel, leave a like, subscribe to him, or just to show him how us filthy feathered fuckers show our corkscrew love. And I will catch you lads and ladies in the next one.